morning to you. How you feeling? How you feeling? We're broadcasting live from the stables of Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, where we'll give you an audio-visual radio experience that you can count on anytime, any day. Was it cold last night? Well, if it was cold, you bet want to cover yourself. I'm sure you did. But if you didn't, though, well, sorry. Anyways, there's another night tonight, and I'm hoping that it's not going to be so cold. But for some of y'all that experience heat, you had to take your bath like twice. Okay, I'm sorry too. Hoping for better days. But yeah, this is the breakfast show that starts your day the right way. And yes, so we take you through a couple of segments that will indeed allow for you to have a compact morning. That's right, talking from the 6:45 a.m. where we gave you the splashing the news all over your face right there and allowing it to simmer into your eardrums. And this, of course, hour, we get to look into the front page of Nigerian newspapers as well as intimating you on those things that you ought to know this morning. At 8 o'clock, of course, the sports minister on radio, Vicky Vic, will take us on a tour, sports and Eagles Wings it is called. And at 9 o'clock, of course, we'll come back to talk politics and current affairs. At 10 o'clock is the general open banter. 11 is the time where we allow for you to have a way back Wednesday playback. Okay, so we'll take you back in time and give you some very hot, good tunes. If you lose, you snooze, right? Okay, but then it leads us to the 12 o'clock hour where we bring to you today in 60 seconds. Cassie, good morning.
Good morning to you, UD. How you doing?
Very well, thank you, Cassie. All right.
Good morning, Nigerians.
Great. So we say it in a language that you and I totally understand already. Otutuoma, we say it in Hausa, we say in Akwana. In Yoruba, we say Ekaro. And for the good people of Isoko, they'd say Emamurioke. Yeah, always goes with a bell. And the Baggies will say Agife. The Galas will say Olodudu. In my dialect, it will be Amesiere. And Cassie will give it to us. How the team say. Oh, that's it. You heard it. Endeavor. And there's a way she always says it with some swag. Endeavor. The steez, you know, and all of that. And in the language that you and I totally understand, we say Una. Good morning. That's right. My name is Uduak Daniel, and I got Cassie.
Right here.
Ooh. Let's jump into this one already, and let's have the family members know what's going on.
Absolutely. Now, top on what's going on, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetakun, on Tuesday disclosed that 26 suspects have been arrested for their alleged involvement in the massacre at Yellowwater community in Benue State. Egbetakun disclosed this while addressing reporters at the force headquarters in Abuja. Well, I would say congratulations to the Nigerian police on this one.
Sure.
However, we all know how sometimes we hear things like, oh, they are repentant now. They say they are repentant and everything. And we do not want to see a case where it is just not due diligence done.
Right.
And then people are just being arrested randomly. I don't want to believe that these guys are that foolish to commit such grievous crime and still hang around. But that is not to undermine the work of the police.
That's right.
However, we want to see that this is pursued to the right conclusion, so that we do not hear that tomorrow they will tell us, oh, they are repentant. They do not see, they should go and sin no more. No, it doesn't work. As someone said, that the only repentant terrorist is the one that has met God.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I'll leave it there now. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, have said it will arraign the chairman of the MultiChoice Nigeria Limited, Adewumi Ogunsanya, and the managing director, chief executive officer of the company, John Ube, over allegations of breaching the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Act 2018. Justice James Omoto date on Tuesday after counsel to the commission, Chizenum Nsitem, made the application due to the defendant's absence in court. And this has been dragging since February up until now. Wow.
Very, very, how do I put it now? Well, let's keep our fingers crossed.
We'll keep it crossed, though.
That is going to pan out. Now, moving on to the third update for you this morning here on the show. Some governors elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and key members of the party's leadership had a closed-door meeting with the management of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, led by INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu. The meeting followed the controversy surrounding the National Secretary of the party. PDP still having their own squabbles regards who is the National Secretary or who isn't.
Yet, Atiku Abubakar is saying that, hey, come 2027, it's not going to be a walk in the park. It's not going to be business as usual. I don't know what's going to happen in 2027.
I see what you're smiling by the side, but let's see. Let's see.
Well, the Social Democratic Party SDP yesterday suspended its national chairman, Alhaji Shehu Musa Gabam, over alleged financial misconduct and misappropriation of party funds. Now, the opposition party also suspended its national auditor, Nadi Clarkson, and national youth leader, Chukuma Uchechukwu. Okay, a lot of suspensions going on there.
Okay, I think that I love this one, except if it's not for witch hunting.
Okay.
Yes, but if it isn't, I think this is news because people should be held accountable regardless of whatever positions they hold. Because if the SDP is leading the way, I think that other political should be able to see that all political parties are not supposed to be safe haven for any type of crime or any misconduct.
Any criminal,
yes,
actually.
Because we've had cases where here in this country, a politician told us that if you come to a certain party, your sins are automatically forgiven.
If you come to APC.
And we all see that currently there seems to be certain people who cannot be sanctioned by their political parties because they are absolutely above the party. But it's good to know that the SDP is taking the charge and seeing that a whole national president is being suspended for alleged financial misconduct. And if at all he's able to clear himself, I think he'll be brought back to his position. But the best thing to do is to step aside while your character, or should I say your disposition, is being contested.
It's all right.
So it makes
makes
sense.
a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay.
All right, now moving away from the SDP drama, let's talk about the fact that President Bola Tinubu has declined assent to the National Assembly Library Trust Fund Establishment Amendment Bill 2025, citing conflicts with existing federal laws and policies. In a letter addressed to the Speaker of the House of Representatives and read by the Speaker on Tuesday, Tinubu said while he acknowledged the laudable objectives of the proposed legislation, several provisions in the bill were inconsistent.
All right. Well, this one is a very sad one. A farmer identified as Baba Yakubu has been hacked to death by suspected herders at Meikwari village in the Kwali Area Council of the FCT. A relative of the deceased, Danjuma Ishaku, said on Tuesday that the incident happened a few days ago while deceased, God rest his soul.
Very
Come
sad.
to Abuja already? Kwali is an ABJ Mbok.
No,
All
that's
right.
not the first time we're
I'm
going
just
to be
saying.
having these attacks. You know?
Really?
It just shows that, yes, it just shows that it's not peculiar to Benue.
It's not Benue.
It's all surrounded. It can happen anywhere. And it just calls for the need for the government to be more proactive. Can we not be reactive, but proactive to making sure that we nip this in the bud? Because how is someone working on their farm and the next day...
And then they are hacked to death. I don't get this.
You are bent working on
I
your
don't
farm.
get this.
And then someone
Hey,
will go
God.
out there and report this thing as a clash. How,
Oh, my
how is a
goodness.
farmer clashing with someone that is fully armed?
This is no clash.
It doesn't make
This
any
is
sense.
infiltration. This is okay.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
But we know that it's a lot, but good is not part of it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now, moving on from that very unfortunate story, let's talk about the fact that Adamawa State government has formally revoked the prestigious traditional title of Waziri Adamawa, previously held by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar,
Right.
citing a new indigenship policy affecting Emirate Council leadership. The decision was communicated in a circular dated June 20th, 2025, and signed by Mrs. Adama Felicity Maman, Permanent Secretary of the Department of Chieftaincy Affairs.
Oh, didn't know titles can be revoked just like that. But well, anyways,
Do you see politics playing
I
here?
see a lot playing now, Cassie. Well, the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, and the Labour Party, LP, on Tuesday lost one lawmaker each in the House of Representatives in the ruling all. Now, the defectors, Honorable Peter Akpanke and Honorable Paul Namchi, formally announced their switch during plenary with their defection letters read by Speaker Tajuddin Abbas. Now, that's not even the only thing. In my state, Akwa Ibom State, about 25 lawmakers from the PDP defected to the
But
APC.
your governor said it's either you move with me or you leave my cabinet. But as much as we are talking about those moving, let's also talk about those who are consistent in their conviction.
Okay.
That, yes, this is where I started. And the fact that my principal is moving, it doesn't mean I'm moving. I think 2 people said they're not going to move. As much as they might be a minority, I would say it's quite commendable. Because in the crowd or in the mix of everybody doing the same thing, people deciding to say, let me just stand, despite knowing that they're going to lose something. It's not easy.
It's a good thing.
Regardless of what side you stand, it's quite commendable because it's not easy for people to stay true to their conviction. However, the last time I checked, moving is not a crime.
It's not a crime,
Defection
actually.
is not a crime.
Oh,
It
it's
is their
lawful.
democratic right. However, why are they moving?
Right.
You know, most of these people, I would say, especially for the Labour Party, just took advantage of the wave. You know, the man who came and said, okay, I am the one that is supposed to move Nigeria from consumption to production, and everybody just went on that wave. So
That's right.
everything that was Mama, Papa, Pekin was being chatted on that day. So most of them, I would say, were basically just opportunists. However, like I said, no one is going to be penalized for moving because at the end of the day, it is a free will kind of thing. And if they see that that is where they will get the and that is what makes democracy. However, this our democracy seems to be at stake because we are gradually moving to a one-party system.
Okay, gradually moving, she says, and I agree totally, nonetheless.
Now, moving away from party politics, let's talk about the fact that security, okay, not security or maybe road security,
Yeah.
over 10 people were reportedly feared killed in an accident that occurred on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway in Oyo State on Tuesday morning. The road crash, according to investigations, involved 3 Nissan Micra taxi cabs and 3 articulated vehicles, popularly called trailer. Now, this road, if we were counting the number of lives that we've lost on this road, UD,
Alone.
what can be done about this Lagos-Ibadan Expressway accidents? Like, it's such a constant.
What can be done is staring us in the face. We mobilize all the resources and fix this road. It should be a decisive one, but are we going to do that? I really don't see that
Basically
happening.
a death trap.
I don't
mean,
see that happening.
Taking lives on
Honestly.
a daily basis.
Just on a daily
it's
basis.
Very unfortunate.
Unabatedly. And yet, our leaders are canvassing.
For votes.
Well, Oyo State Commissioner for Police, well, their souls rest in peace, by the way. Oyo State Commissioner for Police, Johnson Adenola, has appealed to the residents of Ilero community in the Iwajowa local government area of the state for calm following the invasion of suspected herders that led to the death of one person and the abduction of 2 others. On Tuesday, multiple incidents which occurred at the weekend had thrown the entire community into palpable fear and panic. Why not if not? I mean,
Beyond the headlines and after the headlines, what next? Because I think that Nigerians have become mere headlines. I do not know if I'm the only person who feels this way, but these
Right.
days when you just see maybe casualties or you see that people have died or recorded as the insecurity,
becomes one of those things.
like you just feel normal
You know,
and
it's one of those
and
things.
that is how the country has made us so immune to humanity that we are no longer seeing these people as people, but we are now seeing them as figures. Oh, it's a normal thing. Now the outrage about Benue has subsided.
Yep.
Now it does not mean that the issues are gone. It is still going
Oh,
on.
there was
And
another killing in Benue
Of
recently,
course, like,
just
it's-
yesterday.
the 200,
Yeah.
or even the over 200 people that died was
Yeah.
not the first time a lot of people were going to die.
Exactly.
Remember that even the Oton
Exactly.
period,
Sure.
we had the
173
mass burial. Yes, the
at the
controversial
time.
mass burial. And
Yes.
then what about the numbers that are unaccounted for? And even in Plateau, down to the southwest, where these guys are still not allowing people to sleep with their 2 eyes closed. It is not just in Benue, it's not just in the central part of this country. We have those people infiltrating virtually every part. And what shocks me is the fact that, do you know what is dominating the papers this morning?
tell me.
Definitely not this news.
It's not
Very
this news.
unfortunate,
Oh
I must
no, it's
say.
not the news. The papers are bought. The front page are bought. They also want to make
I
money.
think that
It's a
somehow,
capitalist
but
system.
but at the end of the day, we need to call this out seriously,
Right.
Because we owe the people so much, right?
Yes.
Especially in this work, the mirror of the society.
Exactly.
As much as we want to make money, I get it. Please, I am not even trying to say I am righteous in this case. People have to be paid, and these systems need to be run and maintained.
That's right.
But in a case or country where over 200 people are losing their lives almost on a weekly basis,
And we are not shaken.
why our front paper is carrying something different? Let's call these people out, because I do not understand. It doesn't really make sense. It shows where we stand as a country and what our priorities are.
I can tell you something.
And
So
quite
I can tell you
disgusting, I
something
must
for
say.
sure. For fact, Cassie, there are some listening right now, they'll tell you, must we always bring the bad stories on the front page? We cannot keep talking about it. Let's talk about something positive, and that's
and
it.
they will say you are how they demarketing Nigeria. You know, the people who don't talk about it feel that they are the ones who love Nigeria the most. We love Nigeria. We want a Nigeria that is safe. We want a Nigeria. We don't even want it to dominate the papers.
Right.
But it's the fact that it is happening, and the fact that even if we do not talk about it, it doesn't take it away.
Doesn't stop
it is
it from
there,
happening.
yes. And
Doesn't
we need to
stop
raise
it.
awareness about this, because it is not just people losing their lives. Every day someone is losing a father, losing a mother, losing a sister, or even a brother and a child, and it's quite unfortunate. And
Right.
you are just living in Nigeria wondering, will I be next?
That's the question now.
You are just standing between, it's a thin line between life and death at this point.
Oh, come on, Cassie. Now you give me the bumps. Cassie, you give me the goosebumps. But hey, don't worry. Yeah, help
Hope.
is on the way.
Renewed hope.
Renew-
Or what type of hope?
Okay, Cassie, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning, right? But just before we jump into that, I think it's only necessary, even if we are to give it to you as to the name of what the day is about, let's put it out to you right there and this morning. Today is the Day of Seafarer 2025, right? It's an annual day of the seafarer, and it will be celebrated on 25th of June, right? So it's got one theme, and it says, my harassment of free ship. Okay, no, building a future of respect at sea, all right? Building a future of respect at sea. Now let's get to the Nigerian Tribune newspaper now. We see, do we have a big story?
We do not have
We
that.
don't have
It's
no
been
big
bought.
story. It's been bought.
The
It's been
front page
taken.
has been bought.
All right, so we'll just give you the ones that have not been bought. Senators bemoan further extension of 2024. Page 17 has got that story. Okay, I didn't finish that. Sorry. Senators bemoan further extension of 2024 budget implementation to December 31. Now it's got one rider to it. Seek probe, ask whether Nigeria is broke. Page 17 has got that one. Just above that story now, INEC PDP meet behind closed door over national secretary position. Page 15 has got that story, and that will be all with the Nigerian Tribune newspaper.
All right, now with the Guardian newspaper, we have what seems to be the biggest story: project funding execute over poor budget implementation, and that could be found on page 6. 2024 to 2025 fiscal policy crisis, project funding execution stall over poor budget implementation. And now on page 8 of the Guardian newspaper, FG Lagos Ekiti to check obstacles hindering ease of doing business. FG Lagos Ekiti to check obstacles hindering ease of doing business. Hyprep yet to attain 80% restoration of Ogoni polluted environment. That can be found on page 9, environmental news right there. And now what seems to be like a political update: fresh PDP LP defections to APC as opposition parties battle internal crisis. Page 6 of the Guardian newspaper has the details right there. And now coming back just before the big story, atop the big story, beneath the Guardian banner, we
right.
have on page 4, Tinubu is the kicker. Farmer header conflict, an opportunity to restructure social stability, food security. Farmer header conflicts, an opportunity to structure social stability, food security, on page 4. You know, I was stuttering at some point because I do not agree with the president that this is a farmer header conflict.
Oh, Lord.
Let's move on.
No conflict.
Let's move on.
All right.
All right, now on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper, 53 suspects over Benue Plateau killings, says IGP. 53 suspects arrested over Benue Plateau killings, says IGP. That can be found on page 4 of the Guardian. And finally, from the Guardian newspaper this morning on page 8, we see the story from Lagos. Lagos to begin digital numbering of houses from July 1st. Lagos to begin digital numbering of houses from July 1st. How is this going to curb the housing deficit? Well, go check page 8 to find out what the Lagos state government is about to do.
The president has visited Benue State and gave a marching order. All those who perpetrated this crime, please do something and quickly. 53 suspects.
But did you see how
53.
he kind of moved the buck from him to the governor, saying, "Oh, governor, come together with your people and see how you guys can fix this." But
Right.
the last time I checked, he is the GCFR Grand Commander.
So
right?
are you saying the governor is
No, the governors also have a role to play, and you already know our position on this,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to the security votes that they take every month. But do you know that they are getting away with this because there is no accountability?
Right.
Imagine UD, you come to me, for instance, take it for instance that you are my guardian. You give me money to go do something. I don't give you an account that I bought the books in school, and then I still come back to you the next month that I want to buy the same book. What would you do?
Show me
So
some
who
account.
is asking for the questions that what about the security votes? If you cannot protect your state, can we suspend the security vote?
What if I'm complicit?
You do.
So what justification do I have to ask you if I'm complicit? Come on, Cassie.
So who is complicit? Very big question, I must
Who
say.
is complicit? There's some question right there. Daily Trust newspaper. Let's go to that big story, Cass. Let's go to that big story, Cass.
Now, there is actually no big story from Daily Trust because the front page has been bought.
Again.
Yes. I
Again.
think it's time for us to say these things the way they are.
It is.
Because a lot happening, but of course, the front page has been bought.
Has been taken over.
What seems to be like, I would say, not even a big story, but a political update, shouldn't you take that?
Well, okay, INEC to PDP adhere to Supreme Court's judgment. INEC to PDP adhere to Supreme Court judgment. You'd find the story in page 3 and 4, and that's about it with the Daily Trust newspaper. Okay, let's get to the Punch newspaper.
All right, now similar with the Punch newspaper, as there is no big story, the front page has also been bought.
Okay.
However, page 57, I would say, has
Yes.
Tinubu NAS faced criticism over 2024 budget extension. The writer to that story is OPS. Economists slam FG over budget delays. Government eyes December as low revenue stalls 2024-2025 budgets.
Okay.
Tinubu NAS faced criticism over 2020. OPS. Economists slam FG over budget delays. Government eyes December as low revenue stores 2024-2025 budgets. That can be found on page 57. And now, just by the side of the Punch banner, 2031 presidency. Tinubu's successor tussle fuels 2027 VP slot battle. You see this, people? We are not even done with 2027.
Oh, Lord.
They're already calculating
How
for
laughable.
2031.
How laughable. And then, y'all, you are the electorate, and there's the 2027. And you will not do the needful.
Do you know someone said something?
I feel
think
bad
I
for
saw
us.
a comment on
I feel
X.
bad.
I saw a comment on X
feel bad.
Yesterday where someone said that I think there was a picture or a video of a flooded road somewhere in one of these states in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And the person said maybe elections should be held during the rainy season.
Good.
So by the time you swim in the flood and go to vote, you might use your head wisely to vote for who you think or who you know will do the job, regardless of tribe or where the person is coming from or what they are giving you at that point in time. But do you think that even people swimming in the flood will enable them to vote rightly? Because I feel some people will still defend that, oh, it is not the person that is responsible for this bad road that I'm swimming on to go and vote.
Well, I
always have a way of justifying
I agree with
something.
you, Cassie, but it will also re-engineer some of the electorate's mind.
Huh.
I'm serious, because I see that
Anything
Nigerians.
that can make Nigerians very
Yes.
angry that
Oh,
they
yeah.
are.
There are.
Okay.
If we are faced, between life and death, we are faced
So
with
we're
the
not faced
scourge.
with life and death right now?
It is not very, very pronounced.
Eh?
No, I know what I'm saying. If in the flood you're asking me to come and vote and you're giving me one paltry 5,000 and 10,000
But
and
for
saying I should
people
vote, I
that
will
cannot
not.
sleep in their homes,
That's-
people are being displaced and they still cannot remember it at the polls. That means that maybe, like you said, maybe it's not pronounced.
Because some the
we
people,
are the ones
the
overthinking
people,
it
the
at
people
this
who
point.
no, it's pronounced. Don't get me wrong. The people
it's
who
not-
really matter.
I support you.
The people who really matter to come out to vote. To vote, the people who are really suffering this, who really matter to vote. In fact, what we would have called the middle class, they're quiet, they're silent. The middle class
Maybe
is
it's
quiet
not pronounced like you said.
for
because
them, so they won't come out.
Nigerians, are you going to prove UD wrong? Are
Oh,
you going
Lord.
to prove him wrong? Well, I thought that the 2023 election was going to be different, but I think anything that happens afterwards,
Anything goes, yeah?
everything since after 2023, I'm not surprised, and I'm sorry, I cannot vouch for any Nigerian. I cannot at
Right.
this point.
Okay.
Anyway, still talking about presidency. 2031 before 2027, Tinubu's successor, tussle, fuels 2027 VP slot battle. Remember that there's been a lot going on
Exactly.
about who is going to replace Vice President Kashim Shettima after his name was omitted during a Gombe meeting or so between the APC stalwarts and everything. And right now there seems to be a lot going on as to if he's going to take that slot or if he shouldn't. It seems like they have a bigger arrangement for him in the front. I do not
2031
know. Yeah,
presidency.
it's possible.
Oh,
It's
politics
possible.
in this country.
You know, because after the president, ordinarily, from what we have from the rotational policy, it's supposed to go back to the north.
Right.
So maybe he is being positioned for that.
For
but let's
that,
see what the
okay.
kickers, or riders are saying. Deputy Senate President
Yeah.
Jibrin. Oh, that's quite small. Can you zoom out
I
or
wish
zoom
we
in?
could. That's the highest it
Okay.
can go.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that's really small, I must say. All right.
we'll
We've
just
seen
let
it
it
now.
go.
Yes, we've seen it.
Yeah.
So, Deputy Senate President Jibril owns campaigns.
Campaigners.
Campaigners, yes. As APC bigwigs intensify consultations.
Yeah.
And high what?
High stakes, stake talks.
Okay, high stakes talks.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, that's it. Let's look at that one at the very beginning, at the height of it.
All right, that seems to be like what is on page 70. It says NEC
exactly.
crisis, PDP governors, INEC talks end in stalemate. Now
Okay.
the PDP is saying we are going ahead with our NEC meeting,
NEC
whether
meeting.
this whole thing was signed by secretary
Or not. No.
We are going with our NEC meeting, and the INEC is saying no, you cannot go ahead with this meeting without your secretary signing. You know that the PDP right now is having a tussle as to who
Exactly.
is their secretary or who is
Exactly.
in their secretary.
Well, anyways, we'll go to the Nation newspaper now. This story says more confusion in PDP over Anyanwu. It's got two riders, I beg your pardon. INEC declines and rider. SDP NWC suspends chair. Two others. Page 2, you'd find that story. And above the Nation newspaper, the heights, the apogee, the peak, the zenith of it now, you would find this one on page 4. Why Senate extended budget's 2024 capital vote. All right. And to page 2, looking popular by the way, Brazilian-backed $1 billion initiative to overhaul agriculture sector, and Afri-Exim grows assets to $40 billion. You'd find that one on page 4 as well. And let's go to page 5. 53 held over Benue Plateau killing, says IG. Page 5 has that story.
Now you forgot to talk about the fact that even the Nation, the front paper has been bought.
Well,
We're
yeah, the
calling
Nation has
others
been
out,
bought.
so let's call.
Vanguard again too has been bought. All of them, almost all of them have been
now
bought.
we are really in the bad books of these papers.
No, they won't like us.
Emma Binu, forgive
So
us.
sorry.
However, we have to say it the
We
way
still
it
have to
is.
say it how it is, okay?
Of course.
Yeah.
Now, looking at the Vanguard newspaper right now on page 5, we have this: 2 appropriations in 1 year. Experts react as NAS okays rollover of 2024 budget till December 2025. Now, a lot of riders to this
Sure.
particular one. It says reps effort to curb multiple budget fails. Nigeria's financially bleeding. Senator Abdullahi, who is the senator speaking, go check out on page 5. 2027 polls, others diverting attention from governance project delivery. Senator Dixon, I'm guessing the Bayelsa senator in Bayelsa State. Now, experts react. That can be found on page 5. A lot of
right.
stories going on page 5. Now, moving away from the really loaded page 5, let's talk about page 7.
Okay.
Police arrest 48 over Benue massacre.
26, 53, now 48.
I thought, I was going to hold myself so that it doesn't look like I'm always very critical of so many things.
Oh, Lord.
The figures are not just
they're just conflicting.
Very inconsistent.
And it just tells me that, look, these are not the
we do not know what we're doing.
No,
right?
we don't know what we're doing. These are not the suspects, please. Y'all
Exactly,
leave me
because
alone.
who kills and stays
Y'all
there?
leave me alone, please.
These guys are really sophisticated.
Y'all
From
don't
what
leave
they
me-
do, it's a well-calculated
Y'all leave me alone.
thing.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to believe that they're so dumb to commit attacks and still be there.
They'll be there. They'll chill and wait for
we
you
need
and
to
say,
do
you know what,
better.
come get me. You know?
Please, our security, we know that you lay your lives on the line for us. However, Nigerians would not be fooled.
But think about this, Cassie. I think it's Benue and Plateau killings. So they've arrested
Well,
48.
you said something.
I saw it.
That
I
the
saw it.
figures are inconsistent.
56,
We first started with
26,
20.
26, yeah.
And now we move to the 50s.
And now
we are
we're
coming
in
back
48.
to the 40s. So
Awesome.
it is really not clear as to
Awesome.
who is saying the truth or what paper
True.
is reporting what. However, I think that is where we owe the people the truth.
Right.
To tell them what exactly is there. And I
Sure.
think this is where it's very important for that communication gap to be
Bridged, yeah.
by the IGP to tell us the real figures. I think we will appreciate a press statement on this.
Exactly.
Now, on page 40 of the Vanguard newspaper, strikes continue in Iran. Israel ceasefire announcement.
I don't see that coming to an end anytime soon. I mean, even with the president of the United States of America declaring a ceasefire and everything, it doesn't seem as though these killings is going to stop. I think the central idea, the central thing going on between Iran and Israel has not been addressed. And you're calling a ceasefire.
You get the point, UD. Now, this
central
is
thing.
something that did not start
It didn't start
in
now.
2025,
Didn't start
right?
now. Dated
And
years
it's
ago.
as a result of things, a lot of underlying issues that we say, okay, let's just move on. And as much as I would say this is happening far away Middle East,
It's
we
still here. That's the same thing going on
we
here.
must see to address the grievances.
That's what's going
What
on
are
here.
some of the underlying issues to our unity as Nigeria, and also the dichotomy between the ruled and those who are ruling?
That's
to start
right.
with. If we do not work to address these things, maybe we may not see Iran and Israel in Nigeria, but somehow we are experiencing our own Iran and Israel in some way.
Have you thought about budget padding? Cassie, I think Nigeria is being padded as it is now. I'm
You're
saying
doing
it. I'm just telling
very
you how
bold
it is.
claims, I must say.
I'm telling you, no, but and these are facts, and I've got facts for it. Nigeria is being padded. More like, you know what? We know you have your, but let's just pad you to the next level. Let's just move to the.
Stop demarketing Nigeria.
I'm not. Come on, Cassie, come on. You know what? We'll take a break right
Be
now.
patriotic.
Pay some bills. We'll be right back.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Abuja, you're in luck. It's the upgrade promo from my Abuja Home Limited. For their Broadwater estate and plots in Gwagwalada, get 250 square meter for just 700k when you make an outright payment. That's a whopping 81% discount, or go premium with 500 square meters for only 1 million naira. That's 80% of the original price of 5 million naira. With our authentic FCT land document, you have no issues at all. We have a flexible payment plan for up to 12 months for your convenience. Get your land in Broadwater Estate, Paiko, Gwagwalada now, with green environment, accessible roads, power supply, guaranteed security, and lots more. Call or WhatsApp my Abuja Home on 0808 883 7426, 0808 883 7426, or 0808 272 3824, 0808 272 3824. Hurry now, promo ends soon. This opportunity is also open to military personnel. My Abuja Home Limited. Affordable. Live the life.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Imagine a city where green spaces thrive, communities connect, and in
Then the issue of captivating the station, of giving out the current and the truth about insecurity of this nation. Do not be discouraged from your nation. People should be aware of the insecurity of this nation. So anybody who captivated this nation is doing harm to the entire society. Because the news we are hearing will help people to sit up. It will help the security to know what's happening. You know that there are certain things that happen within the community. You may not, the security men may not be aware. So when people hear news like this, they are up and they are conscious of where to go. So please keep that good job. Nobody should discourage you. You are doing a good job here. Finally, the election mandate. The issue of this thing is poverty. You, Yanacho, and the sister over there, can somebody give you 5,000 and say sell out your vote? You can't do that. You can't do that. But the issue of poverty has entered into our community that people sold out their votes. You remember that there was a time in one of the states that people began to buy cards, voting cards. And the rumors went around and those people were arrested. They would go to houses, buy cards, voting cards. Imagine. So I remember I still find myself in a place where the voting was going on. People who 5,000, sharing 5,000, you can vote for this party. I witnessed it. And people collecting 5,000, I say, if I don't collect this money, if they climb there now, they will remember. So it is the last time I collect my own and vote for them. So people sold out their mandate.
Right.
So it's the issue of this poverty, distribution. So I think something must be done. Because all these politicians, they are hiding money now, preparing for 2027. Why our economic is still not enough. Thank you, God bless. Let me read my case.
Thank you so much, Moses, right there. Sell your soul for a paltry sum of 5,000 and thinking that that's what you're worth? I don't think so. Well, we should take this call.
Yes, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning to you, Yudi.
Good morning to you, please. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good. The lady talking for this morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is my man, Dr.
Sorry?
Dele Dennis.
Oh, Dr. Dele, okay. Where are you calling from? Sorry.
I'm calling right now from my
Awesome. Talk.
my brother and my sister at the studio. May God bless you people this morning.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. You know, say, and people say, picky where the bonus, most more the open eye. No people picky today, picky they so good, picky they can know, it can never be like that. So, for this country, you know, this that is happening now, instead of them to tackle it now, they are thinking about of a 2027 election. See, for me, I don't know the kind of man those people get toward this country. Hungry, people are hungry in everywhere now. Everything now, every day things they double money. You go buy something today, you go market now to go buy something. Before you go in the next hour, maybe they'll tell you, that one where you buy now, the old one where you remain. Now, the money add. They are not thinking about the way people, okay, enter the street now. How many students are going to school? It's a taboo. And it's an abomination as big as Nigeria. That's why we are going down every day by day. But for me, I think I'll pray that God Almighty to show through. Because, okay, see the way many people are losing their life because of Fulani men. And they have nothing to do. But if you try, okay, it's not abomination. If you want to be passing this express now, want to kill that person, nobody will take action. But if the car will be walking on the road, people will stop. Come on! Do you value the animal more than the human being? Yeah? It's only this country. But we pray that in the last day, where the trumpet will be blown, many will go to heaven and many will go to hell. And those who are going to hell, they'll go to save our life. Let them go to this morning.
All right, Dr. Dele, thank you so much. You can tell the way he sounds, the passion, the drive, the pain, the hurt, the frustration, taking this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning to you. Yes.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm Chimeze calling from Asokoro.
Chimeze, welcome aboard. Talk to us, Chimeze.
Yeah. The truth about PDP and their data arrangement lies solely in Supreme Court. It's unfortunate. We are all living witnesses to what judiciary has done to Nigeria and they still doing shamelessly. This is my word. Supreme Court should come out plain and interpret that that judgment. The same thing they did to LP is what they have taken to PDP. And we know it is being sponsored from Aso Rock. Let us call it a spade, and nothing will happen. The truth is this. We are gradually killing this country, the judiciary. It lies on Supreme Court, you have your judgment, you are speaking from the two sides of your mouth. That's why I regret the absence of people like Justice Agura, Uputa and Co., who will look you to the face and tell you, Oga, you are wrong. Then if it comes to arresting culprits or suspects, it's a laughable situation, 23, 43, 53, because the president was making creating a comic of people, or let me use the word animals that were killed by people. I think in it, nothing has been done, and heads are not rolling. What are we really doing in this country? This is the last we have shown them. If you had actually arrested them, show us the suspects. It's like coming to tell us you killed 20,000 terrorists. Where are their burial grounds? Show us the suspects. Nigerians are tired of all these disease. They are not for peace. Nigerians are going through stages of lies, propaganda, and outright deceit. For how long shall we live with this? Like you said that your front pages are bought, I believe they should equally buy your airways. You people need money. Okay? Thank you very much.
Appreciate Chimezie. And yeah, we do. We do. So come and advertise with us. All right? We'll be glad. Regardless.
It doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop, yeah. Of course. Well, anyways, still taking your calls. Let's see. We're taking this one and then we get to the WhatsApp portal number. Let's go take it.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
Good morning.
This is Zion Priest saying hello to Udwak and Casey. Casey, I love your energy and the fluency of your broadcasting.
Right.
There's no, you know, in your broadcasting. I love you. Continue.
Thank you.
Right. Where are you calling from?
My regard to Moses.
Right. Where are you calling from, Zion
Yes.
Prince?
I'm calling from Cuba.
Okay, awesome. Talk to us.
You said?
Talk to us. Go ahead.
Please. Go ahead.
Okay. So, Benue killings. After Tinubu has visited, the thing continues. It shows that Tinubu is scoring F9. He gets A1 in politics. You see the purchase of all these front pages. It's all political. It does not show that everybody is accepting Tinubu, that he's doing very, very well. He's scoring F9 in governance. The destruction of PDP by INEC, we know where it is coming from. It's the same thing that is fueling all these depressions. That is the politics that Tinubu is actually playing. I'm sorry for our democracy. If there's no defections, our democracy will grow. People will be inclined to political ideologies. They will give Nigeria opportunity to sample those who mean well for this country and those who don't mean well. A situation where you move with the mandate a community or a state gives you, then you now carry it to another party again just to please the powers that be, like what's happening in Odua state, where governor says either you move with me or you see what you define. That is the politics that the Tinubu is playing. It's a pity. It's a pity.
Right.
Let us hope that the people who have been arrested for Benue killings will actually be tried properly and executed openly, so that by the time we use their blood to cleanse this country, there will be deterrence and the country will be more sane than what we are going to continue to witness.
Right.
God is just our protection. Let God continue to protect Nigeria in Jesus' name.
Amen to that one. Zion Prince, as it starts there, and we'll take a pause now for the calls and head out to the WhatsApp and the Facebook page wall. And should you have given us a message via the YouTube channel, we will indeed take your message out there and on there. Keep in mind, this is Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, where we give you an audio-visual radio experience that you can count on anytime, any day. We see you, Ozor Francis Ndamani, all the way from Nugu Stage, watching live from Mama Agunze. Says, good morning, my people in the studio. Keep up the good work. It says, the arrest of some suspects over Benue killings is a welcome development. However, the appropriate authorities should take the bull by the horns to forestall further killings. May God help us. Jojo Comedy Home saying, good morning, UD and Cassie. Good morning. It's a beautiful morning here, and you can now see that our politicians are misleaders. They have started talking about 2030. When we are not even done with 2027, it's a shame. All right, that's something right there coming up via the Facebook page wall. We encourage you, get onto the YouTube too as well and do the same. Now let's get to the WhatsApp portal and see what you are saying via the WhatsApp portal page and take on the messages as they come. Okay, so we are with the WhatsApp now. Just give us a minute. Give us a minute. Okay, and we should. Okay, no. let's go to this one here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Let's go take a listen. Still trying to deal with the technicalities. Okay.
May voice they land. My name is Nabibi Bless. I greet our caller today. I greet a man of my people, Celeste. All my brother, everybody. Why this the issue where I want to come out this morning? We always the tackle issue of election 2027. I want to bring you back. This issue of Benue, all this killing where they kill these people, they don't forget them now. They talk about election. Who go enter? Now waiting with them now be that. Who do that? Now waiting with them now be that. They are busy for themselves. They don't even care for poor masses. They don't even care whether human beings suffer or not. They don't even care for the die where poor masses that they die for Nigeria. But they are busy 2027 election. Abi, I take a position where they share now. Who do that? They don't share for you. Abi, they don't give you a car. They don't give you a house. Please, 2027 we still they will never reach there. May we did the one way we did now 2025 where we did. May we tackle her first. All this killing may we tackle her so that may our Nigeria move forward. Bye bye.
All right, BB. Thank you. Redirecting us to what we should call priority.
Mr. Yudi, the man with a golden voice. Good morning.
Good morning.
Our great sister, good morning. Thank you for all that you do for us. May the Lord Almighty reward all our efforts in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Sir, my sister in the studio, you have made my day. You have said it all. This IGP arrest of the killer of Benue. In no distant time now, you will hear these people have been, what do they call them? And then at the end of the day, they have been reintegrated into the society and even been given key sensitive place to occupy. And at the end of the day, the same people carry the intelligence of how to go and kill us, and they will say they don't know who are killing us. Nobody should be reintegrated by now, no. Wallahi talai, nobody should be reintegrated. Well, on the issue of tussle for the replacement of VP, may God Almighty replace all of them for us. If they are not talking about the killings, about the hunger, about the struggle Nigerians are passing through instead of renew hope, may God replace all Nigeria, as Nigeria will soon get it right. Salasi, I greet you. Eagles FM family, I greet you all. Good morning, Nigerians.
Right, Triple D right there says replacements. Okay.
Good morning, Gentle UD.
Good morning,
Good morning,
to you, Unisa.
Cassandra.
Good morning.
Good morning, Salasi, BB Blessing, Elder Onaja, all the family and members of Eagles FM. My name is Yunus Adentini Ibrahim, all the way from Abaji.
Awesome.
I have listened to the newspaper headlines: killing in Plateau persist, killing in Benue persist on daily basis, day in, day out, killing here and there. And our leaders abuse it, thinking on how to win election 2027. They abuse it, thinking on how to structure party. They abuse it, doing one thing or the other. Education in FCT, that is the primary school education, is dying. For the past 3 months, no lessons, poor man children are on the streets. And we want to deliver a good result in this country. May God help this country. My advice to all our leaders is that one day, they should know that one day, they will leave the office. Position is not permanent. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Good morning.
Except that they want to leave the office and put their prodigy there to continue their good work. Well, let's go take this one.
Hello, good morning, Udwak.
Good morning to you.
My name is GB. You can see that PDP are not ready to put their party in order. The Supreme Court, a judgment I respect very well. Forget about what the naysayer and the bad news are saying about Supreme Court judgment. I'm not saying that you make a law. Why can't you obey your own law? That's just the judgment. Go and do what your law says. And anybody who says the judiciary have been compromised because they told them the truth. Since they lost election 223, they have been blaming Supreme Court for their loss. So anything we do that is not in consonance with what they want is that Supreme Court have been compromised. That is the right thing. Let PDP go and do the right thing. If Prince Anya want to send a nomination form of their candidate for the governorship election in Anambra to the back door, they ask him to sign it. Why can't they allow him to continue to work in his office between now and December when he will finish his tenure? Why they use their own to destroy themselves? And about the arrest in Benue, I want to commend the police for the arrest of those people. Somebody is saying why is it so easy to arrest those people? It was easy now because the chief of army defense staff said that some people aided those people. They give them food, they give them women, accommodated them before they let them to where to do the havoc. So with that intelligence, if I need to arrest those who are involved in it, it may not be all of them, but many of them will be arrested. And
all right, GB, you overshot the time though, but you made your point. I mean, very clear. I mean, there's community being complicit in this entire process, and we keep talking about these things here. It's one thing to say, oh, some people are killing us. It's another thing to even think that there are people in the same community who are aiding these killings. It's really sad, right? But well, let's go see Honorable Edwards. I guess is short for okay. Honorable Edwards is here. Let's just go take him.
Edward, Cassandra, good morning. My name is Honorable Edward Funapo. I want to tell you that the governor of Benue State, I still repeat, is a failure. When President was in Benue State, he spoke very well. He advised him to call the stakeholders meeting and discuss to see how this thing can be handled. And he said he should form a committee. He didn't mention 1% former governor's name. That they should sit in Abuja. The man is nowhere to be found. Which is that pomposity is in him. 15 people were killed yesterday. This is painful. We killed yesterday in local government, in my federal constituency. Do you know that since then the governor has not even said anything? He only condemned the killing that two people were killed in Benue State from Kanu, indigenous of Kanu. What's your business with that? That you see that this man is interested in this killing. He's interested in these killings. The only thing he can say is, the deputy should resign. I am from that place. I know my people are being killed on a daily basis. I know what is happening. What type of thing is this? George Akume, I'm not supporting George Akume. He has gone to Ochidoma, gone to all these people to discuss with them. Why can't all of them come together? The government is not interested. The government is not interested. About Atiku tattoo, I'm telling you, I am going to write to T to also retrieve that tattoo gave him from Benue State because he never control us. Anytime we have problems, he never visit Benue State. How can he be having one of the highest tattoo? Thank you and God bless you.
Right. Okay, Honorable.
It's Edward, right, Cassandra, good morning.
Yeah. Let's go take these messages right now. It's going to be a smart read, though. Let's start with this one.
All right, says, good morning. God bless you, Kasi. Patriotism in Nigeria is sugarcoating everything when it's not well. Just say everything is fine and your patriotism is top notch. When hundreds of people die, just say a few people die and then you love Nigeria. If you say things the way they are in this country, then you do not love Nigeria. Kasi, just wait for some minds to come after you for saying it straight. They are concerned about 2027 and you're talking about people dying and being displaced. It's none of their business. Chinonso from Suleja. Thank you so much, Chinonso. We appreciate you.
Right.
All right,
appreciate
moving away from that one.
Let's get to this one. Samuel from Kuje now says, good morning to you, my brother, Obongudrak, Daniel and Cassandra. Happy survival. Indeed, happy survival, I tell you. All right, good morning. It says political parties and their leaders are busy struggling for who will succeed Tinubu come 2027, while the masses and security personnel are being killed by terrorists, hunger, hardship, kidnappers on daily basis. As if that's what's not enough. Some of them are already talking about 2031. Okay, where are we heading from here in this country? May God be merciful. Kindness in Jesus' name, he says. Cassie and UD have a peaceful day, he goes on to say. All right, let's go take this one now.
All right, now this one says, good morning, Uduak, Daniel, and Cassandra. Good morning. May God and the whole host of heavens help Nigeria from bad leaders. They are now talking about 2030 when we are still in 2027. Okay. Nigeria doesn't know how to practice democracy. Goodbye, Lion Boy from
Lion
FGE.
Boy right there says
Loco
goodbye.
Goma.
Right, I've said my piece. I'm going, I'm leaving, dropping the microphone. But let's go see what Tekenbi Hundu, all the way from Nasarawa State, is saying. It says, good morning, Daniel and my beautiful sister, Sandra. Okay, I'm in Nasarawa State. Okay, the IG should please show us the faces of the suspect. I'm afraid sometimes police made arrest, and before you know it, the suspect gangs will pay heavily and have the police release them. Our security agents are not doing enough as regards insecurity. Even countries at war, people don't die this much. If the security agents are overwhelmed, they should tell Nigerians to carry arms and defend themselves. Adamawa governor should tread with caution. He only has 2 years to leave as governor. Politicians should stay away from traditional rulers' affairs. Turkan Bihundu has got that to say. All right? We won't go any further with the voice calls anymore. Time is not our friend, not on our side. But hey, definitely 9 o'clock, we'll be right here. We'll have that conversation at the 9 o'clock hour. And you best want to keep your dial on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Coming right up next, the Sports on Eagles Wings, Vicky Vic coming up. And my name is Udwak Daniel.
All right, just before I let you go, you did this morning. I know that this might, but I think we also owe the people this responsibility.
Right.
As much as I would say if it was anywhere else, I think it's very important that we take exceptions to certain blanket statements that people aid or give food or women. It disrespects the realities of these people, because if that was the case, who made sure that these people were protected to start with so that they did not do that in the first place? I do not know if we are on the same page on this one, but like I said, I think that one of our callers, as much as we respect the views of every of our caller or listener here, it's important that we do not insult the reality and sensitivities of people going through this very difficult time.
Right.
Thank you very much for listening to us this morning.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
Try